Hello there, EM. Good morning. How you doing, man? How are you doing? Good day. Hope you're doing well. Where we go? Today we are taking the PMDG 777-300 on a little domestic trip in Japan. We're going to be flying from the new Cheetos airport to Tokyo Narita, I believe. No, Tokyo Haneda, sorry. So RJCC, which is New Cheetos Airport in Japan, to RJTT, which is Tokyo Haneda. I think you should bring back audio intro. That was nice, really. All right, you mean that song, the little music I used to have in the background? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it was a nice song. I will bring it back. EM, now that you've said it, I'll bring it back. Yeah. All right. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and welcome to another beautiful stream here. We're gonna have a bit of fun today. Nothing too heavy, nothing too serious. But we're just taking the PMDG 777-300ER that just released for 2024 for another spin here. We're gonna fly on a domestic route within Japan. Yesterday, while I flew that little route from Dubai to Oman, I had a number of issues. A lot of things weren't working. We had issues with Sky Dolly. So, you know, today hopefully we'll have a better experience flying this beautiful aircraft. Absolutely beautiful aircraft. And it's one of my favorites anyway. EM says, all good. I launched my flight on 7878 Air Austral from KPAE to FME. Okay. Good luck on that flight, EM. And yeah, do let me know whether you can make that flight without refueling. I think my next live, I think I'm going to go on a 7878 or a 7879 as we discuss more about the plane crash that occurred as well. So yeah, that is going to be the upcoming streams. But anyway, we're just having a good look at our aircraft here today, and as you can tell, it's an absolutely gorgeous aircraft. Do I see much of a change from 2020, 2024? I'm not so sure. But it is absolutely gorgeous nonetheless. So let's take a look at that. Look at the textures here. That is really good. That is really good. I like it. I really enjoy this aircraft, and you know, it's the only real accurate 777 we have, the one from PMDG. So yeah. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Okay, let's check out the landing gear area here. Look at that. It's a nice level of detail. Obviously, it isn't the best that we've seen in flight sim, but it's still pretty decent. It is definitely decent and quite good here. Yeah, definitely not the very best that we've seen in terms of detail in flight sim, but absolutely acceptable. If it wasn't for some of the issues that PMDG comes with, I would absolutely 100% say this is one of the very best that you could purchase, but I just have a bias towards the 777 in all honesty. Absolutely gorgeous aircraft. Look at it. I mean, if you don't fly the 777-300ER, then what are you simming? You know, that's my view on the whole thing. But yeah, beautiful. Let's take a look at the underside here and the engine from the back. Look at that. My goodness, that is beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Brilliant. Great. Okay. Great. Okay, so without further delay, let's jump into this beautiful aircraft and let's see what it looks like on the inside. Let's get it started up from cold and... No, it's not exactly cold and dark. We've got GPU running and all that stuff, if I'm not completely mistaken. So I've just left it exactly default. However it comes... however it ships is how I've left it. I haven't changed any of the options or customization. So anyway, that's enough of a walk around. Let's jump into the aircraft there. Yep, there we go. We've got batteries on, but we're not on GPU. So let's quickly set up the GPU here before we drain our batteries. Ground operations, please. Request the GPU. Let's go up there. There we go. Let's connect that on. Okay, there we go. Nav lights are on. Brilliant. Let's turn that on there. The ADARU. Let's arm the emergency lights. Let's do that. Let's do that. What else? Passenger signs. All of them on. Thank you. And we are pretty much all good. Voice recorder. Let me just turn that to on here. Okay. I think that's good. That's good. Brilliant. We are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. Now, before we go in and set up the aircraft, let's take a look at the scenery here. This is New Cheetos Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I believe this is a free scenery that I picked up from flightsim.to, and I have to say, for free scenery, it is absolutely stunning, in my opinion. It's really good. Like, I have no complaints about this scenery for the New Cheetos Airport. Considering it's free from flightsim.to, definitely recommend getting this one. Look at it. It's gorgeous. You've got these beautiful jetways here. Look at that. Yeah, not all of them are like fully glass and everything. I understand that, but it's absolutely gorgeous. The interior is actually modeled for a free scenery. I know it's not the best fidelity and whatever, but the fact that the interior is modeled and it's a free scenery, that is great. I always find that really, really nice. And yes, it's not the best textures and best resolution on the interior, but that really does not make a difference. When you're viewing this from the outside, trust me, it makes zero difference. So there's our beautiful aircraft for the day, right? And look at it. It makes no difference from the outside. It just looks really good. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the fidelity on the markings as well. I really like that. The only complaint I have is that the runway also has orange markings for some reason. So that is the only odd little bit about this scenery. If I can find the runway, there it is. See how the runway has orange markings? That's the only thing that I find a little bit weird. But apart from that, there is nothing else that's to complain about this particular scenery. So yeah, just a quick look at the scenery. Beautiful airport here. Love to visit this sometime in real life, but it's beautiful. Anyway, without further delay, let's jump back in here. Okay, there we go. And let's get ourselves up, cold and dark. And before we go any further, let's take a look at today's route. Okay. There we go. There's a little nav map for us today. Today's route is going to take us from New Cheetos in the north of Japan here. I don't know exactly what this island is called. I've forgotten, my bad. And we're going to come down, very simple, well, nothing complicated, fairly simple departure procedure out here. And then we're going to wave our way into Tokyo Haneda. We're going to land on runway, if I'm not completely mistaken, 16 left is what we're landing on, right? Yeah, I think this is 16 left. Can't be too sure, but yeah, this is runway 16 left that we're going to be landing into using the ILS. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is today's route for us. Nice and easy. Okay. So without further delay, let's jump back in here. Let's go there and let's set up let's set up our SimBrief plan. Let's request that. There we go. SimBrief plan is ready. There it is. Okay, exactly the way how we want it. It is looking just fine. There we go. We have a successful port over. And everything is looking exactly the way it pretty much should. Brilliant. We can lock our position there, zoom out a little bit, and there we go. Excellent. Now let's head in here. And let's set up our FMC for today. Let's clear that, clear all the messages, position initialization. Let's pick up our position here. Set that in there. Brilliant. Reference airport for the day is RJCC. There we go. Our route for the day is our... Angela says, lole lole. Okay, hello there. How are you doing? How are you doing, Angela? RJCC origin and RJTT, which is Tokyo Haneda. Let's go to route request. We can take our route from SimBrief there, set the payload, set the fuel, select the route please. Route is being requested at the moment. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you are enjoying the stream so far. And yeah, it's going to be a fun flight today. Waiting for the route to show up. Okay, let's load that route here. Route is loading. There we go, there we go, there we go. All that is happening and all that is ready, which is great. So yeah, let's activate that. Let's execute that. Brilliant. Clear up all of that. Go to performance initialization. Zero fuel weight. Drag that in there. Cruise altitude of 38,000 feet. Oh, okay. It's a high cruise today. But we'll accept our performance data here. Go to thrust limit and all of that. We'll set this in a minute. Let's go to our legs. Legs are looking fine. Let's go to departure. So, for our departure today out of 19R in RJCC, we are using the departure Yozan 1. Yozan 1, there we go. We can execute that. Then let's go to our arrival in Tokyo Haneda. We're going to be using 16L and the ILS 16L. And Godin L is what we're going to be using as our arrival procedure there. Execute and let's go to our legs. Okay, any discontinuities? One discontinuity that we can clear up there. Brilliant. Okay, we don't have any other issues. That is excellent. We got VNAV available. That is also excellent. Okay, so if we come here to performance, thrust limit, we're not gonna derate our thrust here. Flaps 15, if I'm not mistaken. Center of gravity, trim 3.50. So yeah, I don't know how this works, but I don't think we need to do anything there. So V speeds 2836 and V2 at 152. If V2 is 152, I always set 185 anyway, so I'm just gonna set 185 as usual. There we go. We can have FD on now. We can set the barometric pressure there. We can request boarding from GSX if it will let me. So let's find out. Request boarding, please. Okay, nothing's actually happening. Okay, nothing's actually happening. Okay, give me a second, let's see. There must be a way we can do this. Come on. Okay, let's select cast there. Good Lord, why isn't this operating the way it should? I have no idea. Okay. I don't know. For some reason I can't use my mouse to control the external view now. Again, 2024 everybody. We got glitches after glitches, huh? Come on, should be able to do this. Oh, come on. Okay, let's press no here. Okay, whatever. Not gonna worry too much about not being able to control our view with my mouse. I'll use the controller for the time being, not a problem. Great. Okay, so we've begun our boarding process. Let's see. Can we see our passengers just yet? Oh, the jetway is not connected. We have that same issue again. See? So this is the same issue I was having yesterday when I was flying from Dubai to Oman, the jetway doesn't connect. So I don't know what the cause of that is. I genuinely have no idea what that is, but something happens where the jetway will not connect to it. The jetway will not connect to our aircraft. Okay, that sucks. There's nothing I can do about that one, unfortunately. Yeah, there isn't. There isn't much I can do about... Oh, good lord, what is going on today? Why is nothing working the way it's supposed to? Okay, there we go. It's working now. Okay, so, yeah. Unfortunately, with the 777, I can't connect the jetway. Tried my best, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. Let's jump back in here and complete what we need to. Let's go up here. LNAV, VNAV, that's all fine. Set up the heading a little bit. There we go. Looking good. Cruise altitude 38,000 feet. So let's go ahead and set that. 38,000 feet there. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good enough, I guess. Yeah. Okay, coming overhead here. We should probably start our APU. And let's see. Okay, cargo loading is happening as well. So I really hope they fix that. I don't know what is going on whereby I can't connect the jetway to my own aircraft. That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know why that happens, but that kind of sucks. After the boarding process is completed, I'll give it one more try. But let's see how that goes. Okay. Great. We'll wait for our boarding process here to finish up, and let's see how many passengers have already boarded. 94 out of 327. So it's going to be a while now till the passengers finish boarding. So I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Let me see if I can come to the ground connections here and request it. Oh, good lord. Okay, clearly there's something wrong with the way how this thing operates with the jetway in MSFS. So I don't know what that is. So yeah, clearly there's something wrong with the way how the jetway operates with the aircraft, but yeah, apart from that, we're all right. Apart from that, we are just all right. Okay, great. This aircraft is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Let's see if the landing bay area is simulated well. While we wait for the boarding, let's have a quick peek in there. Okay, so there is not a ton of detail in the landing bay area. So I have to say the A310 is probably modeled a little better than the 777, but all in all, it is a gorgeous aircraft. There's no denying. That's nice. That is pretty cool. Wait, the APU is already running? Oh, good lord. We started with the APU running. And the worst part is I didn't even notice that. That's quite idiotic on my part. Yeah, that is quite idiotic. Yep, APU is running. We don't even need external power. We can just disconnect them. So let's do that. Come to the tablet down here. Let's release that. Let's remove the chocks as well. So make sure that our parking brake is set. There we go. Okay, let's go to... Let's go to our checklist. Let's do that. Oxygen tested. We don't need to do that, but I will. Let's test up the oxygen. There's a third one somewhere here. Oh, good lord. There we go. Done. That's done. That's fine. Next, flight deck door. Okay, we gotta wait for that now. Gotta wait for that. We'll say that's completed. That's completed. That is done. That is also done. We just gotta do these two. There we go. Okay, brilliant. Very, very good. I really like the inbuilt checklist systems. I hope I'm not missing anything out here. I really hope I'm not. And the reverse gear did not work the last time either. So I'm trying to check out why it did not work. Yep, there you go. As usual, PMDG giving me issues with the reverse gear in 2024. Okay. So for reverse, I guess I'll have to use F2. Yep, correct. I just have to do... Yeah, I'll just use... Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. That's looking all right. Perfect. What else do we have? Let's go to engine here. No, we'll leave it here for the time being. It's a shame that we're not able to see the passenger boarding and all that stuff, but you know. Let's go to ground maintenance. We can already see that all our tires are not looking good. So let's replace our tires here. Let the tires get replaced. Let's replace our brakes as well. Let's also cool the brakes. Let's do that, let's do that, let's do that, let's do that, let's do that. So make sure that our aircraft is on point here. So yeah, I want to replace the tires again. Okay. I think we're okay, I'm not too sure. All right. How many passengers have boarded up? 307, just 20 more. If we look outside, it's a beautiful day. It's a lovely, lovely weather here. Cargo boarding almost done, right? Yeah, it's pretty much done. There we go, it's pretty much done. It is pretty much done, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost ready to get on out of here. Let me go ahead and request pushback. Okay. Not just that. Today our takeoff runway is 19 right, which is right there, so we can request a pushback with our nose to the left. Nose goes to the left. Yep, brilliant. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's just close up all our doors because we are getting ready here to get ourselves out of here. Door management, close all please. And we can tell that our doors are closing. Great, brilliant. Brilliant, let me go back inside there. Let's turn on, let us turn on the fuel pumps. Let us turn that on. Let's do that there as well. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Do I see any other issues here? No, not really. Pushback is getting connected. Brilliant. And we are about to get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Nose to the left. Yep, nose to the left today. Okay. right, nose to the left. Let's release our parking brake. Beacon lights on. I'm just gonna go ahead and start the engines up. Left engine first today. Let's go there. Let's look at our checklist here. That's done. That is done. Let's go there. Let's go to engine checklist. Okay, flick that open. Do we have N1 rising just yet? What's going on? Why isn't the N1 rising? Okay, there we go. Excellent. Let us now go ahead and get our second engine started up. Okay. Let's go. Let's wait for that engine startup. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, we got that going. And let's just turn off our APU now because we really don't need it. Go. And turn on our taxi lights. There we go. Logo lights can also turn on, why not? Where's the person who's supposed to give us a hand signal? Oh, there they are. Walking out in front of us. Walking out in front of us. There we go. Let's drop our flaps as soon as we get our hand signal. Bye bye. See you. Thank you. Take care. Okay, there they go, walking away towards the terminal. Let's see how far he goes before he actually disappears. That's a pretty good distance for that thing to be keep. Okay, we gotta drop the flaps, we gotta set up our lights, and then we're up on out of here, I believe. TCAS is already TARA for some reason on this aircraft by default. That is fine. And yeah, we're pretty much good here. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any weather radars we need to worry about? Any of that? Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay. That's all fine. Yeah, this is all looking all right here for the day. Okay, I don't see any issues. Okay, brilliant. Final check overhead. AP off, that is all good, that is all good, everything is looking fine. Strobe lights are off, taxi is on. Those are off for the time being, wing lights are off at this moment. That is fine, that is fine, that is fine. Brilliant. Let's drop our flaps, shall we? So we can take a look at that. Let's drop our flaps here, and then we shall taxi on out of here. Very nice. Flaps are down and we are pretty much ready. Auto brake RTO. Let's go to our checklist here. Have a look at what we're missing here. Anti-ice, all of that. Flight controls and ground equipment are clear. Let's check our flight controls. Let's do that, shall we? So let us do that with our flight controls here. Where are the flight controls? Okay, let's check our flight controls. Rudder right, left. That's fine. There we go. Aileron right, aileron left. Elevator full down, elevator full up. Go outside and take a look of that as well. There we go. We are looking good. We are looking good. Okay, brilliant. That's all done. Go to the checklist there. All we need to do is after takeoff stuff. Okay. Brilliant. So we're pretty much ready for taxiing, and that's what we're going to do here. There we go. Release that parking brake. Release that parking brake. Let's look at us slowly and gently rolling here. Lovely. It's a beautiful, beautiful scene there. What time is it? I have no idea what time it is in Japan. It is 1925. Live weather, live everything, but it's 1925 in Japan, so it's a late evening flight here. Late evening flight. Okay. All right, let's get on out of here then. Without further delay, let's get on out of here. Brilliant. Just crack open the throttle slightly. Not by too much because here we are, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. Beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. And there is our runway right ahead of us. So, very short taxi here. Looking good. Looking good. We have headwind. Yep, we do. Let's pause that right about there. There we go. Let's jump on inside. Take care of our lights and then we can get on out of here. Landing lights on, please. Strobe lights on, and we can turn on the wing lights too for takeoff. Why not? Why not? Okay, so that should get us pretty much ready. And let's get out. Let's get out of here, shall we? Perfect. There we go to our orange runway. Brilliant. Perfect. Let's take one last look at our gorgeous aircraft here. Look at that. That is a beautiful scene as we take off. Look at, my goodness, that is beautiful, isn't it? That is a gorgeous. Anyway, let's get ourselves out of here. We'll do that right away. Oops.
V1.
Okay, rotating. There we go. Up and out of Cheetos International. Oh, come on. Why are we over speeding now? There we go. Brilliant. Come on. Come on. There we go. Autopilot on. Auto brake there. Set. Good. Flaps are completely going up. Taxi lights can come off. Looking good here. Looking good as we leave behind New Cheetos. We didn't have a lot of cargo today, so yeah, our aircraft was really light, I presume. Let me have a look at how much cargo we're actually carrying. Oh, we're carrying 17,000 pounds of cargo and 327 passengers. Yeah, we were only 500,000 pounds, so well 277,000 pounds below our maximum takeoff weight there. Should probably use derated thrust, but whatever. There we go. Out of Cheetos, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, beautiful. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at that. Beautiful reflections on the wing. Very nice. This is good. It's very good. Okay. Brilliant stuff. Okay, let's head back into the cockpit here. 10,000 feet, 11,000 feet. Let's turn off our landing lights. We can turn off our wing lights. We don't really need them right now. We can also turn our seatbelt signs and no smoking to automatic. And yeah. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Climbing up pretty steeply here. Not entirely sure about the transition altitude in Japan. Yeah, I need to double check the transition altitude in Japan. Let's take a look around here. Oh, there's a chance for a view. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yep, transition altitude. Let's change that to standard. So increase the range on these. There you go. Looking good there. Anything else we need to do up here? I don't think so. I do not think so. I think we're all good. Yep, we're pretty much all good. Yeah. That is a gorgeous view. That is a gorgeous view. Those sounds are also fantastic. Let's take a look around. Okay, nightfall is upon us. More or less. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful PMDG 777-300ER. Looking good. Yeah, the view is really nice, isn't it? The view is really, really cool. And we are out of here. Let's see. Oh, a little bit of bump there. Coming up on our top of climb, which is roughly at this point, I would say 60 nautical miles or so away. Today's flight isn't that long. It's just a little domestic hop. I think about an hour? How long is it supposed to be? How long is it supposed to be? Can't really find out. Okay, let's see. It says roughly 50 minutes is how long it's gonna take us to reach Tokyo Haneda. While we do that, let me see if there's been any new developments in the whole Air India crash. Let's see if there's been any development in that area. Okay. Okay. Well, we have a number of updates. I guess we could go through some of the updates in the crash. Yeah, let's do that. Go through some of the updates in the crash. Yep, let's do that. Let's do that indeed. Okay, what do we have? What do we have in terms of update? What do we have in terms of update? What do we have? Let's see. June 15th, which is today. Okay, so US officials have surveyed Air India crash site. So there, the NTSB and FAA, there's been officials from both the NTSB and the FAA We've actually examined the site, so that is interesting. And they are assisting with the DNA results that are yet to come out to identify the victims. So yeah, they are working on that primarily at the moment, trying to do DNA sample matching. So that is what is going on right now. There was actually the chief minister of the state in which the crash occurred in India. His remains have actually been identified as well. That happened today. So yeah, so far 32 victims have been identified apparently. So they are working hard on that because obviously the relatives of the victims need answers and some sort of closure, so hopefully they get that. They've also put up support systems and grief counselors and other help related to the crash for the victims and the relatives of the victims, I believe. Well, the relatives are victims themselves when you think about it. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. Well, they've confirmed that the black box has been recovered. So yeah, black box has been recovered. What else do we have? Oh, and another interesting development. Airbus today has called for a stronger industry-wide safety culture following the deadly Boeing crash in India. And they're actually trying to say that, oh, this is not about competition or anything. They're just urging the industry to take safety more seriously. And the head of Airbus has actually spoken at a press meeting in Paris. At least the head of the commercial aircraft division has spoken at a press meeting in Paris and has urged for safety, industry-wide safety concerns. So that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so pretty much that's what's going on, and there has been no other official answers as to the cause of the crash. So that hasn't happened just yet. That hasn't happened just yet. Okay. Yeah, there's no real new development, if I'm being entirely honest. It's just pretty much all speculation until that black box data comes out. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens on that one. Okay, coming back into the cockpit here, we're looking absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful scenes here over Japan. I suspect that you might be getting a few stutters in the stream. That is purely because of that's not the simulator performance. I must warn. I must tell you guys that it's actually the OBS Studio that I'm using right now, having a tough time keeping up with my encoder settings. So I need to go and adjust my encoder settings. That's what the issue is. So yeah, that is what the issue is. So I need to readjust my encoder settings so I get less stutters on the stream. But I think we're okay at the moment. I think we're okay. Let's find out how it goes. All right, top of climb just about reached. Yeah, there's a little bit more to go to top of climb, about 10 nautical miles if I'm not completely mistaken. There we go, let's have a look. Yep, exactly 10 nautical miles towards top of climb. Oh yeah, let's see. 38,000 feet, seems pretty high. It is pretty high, but we're looking good though. I have to say, we're looking good. The view is absolutely gorgeous. The sunset on our right hand side. Look at that. Goodness me, we're looking good. It's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Again, we're having a little bit of an issue with our encoder settings here. That is why there's any, if you are experiencing any stutters on the stream, that's the reason for that. After this stream, I'm going to take a closer look at my encoder settings and fine-tune some things so we don't have that on the stream anymore. But yeah, looking good. Looking good. Just zoom in a little bit so we can take a better look at it. I can still see that the stream is a little bit stuttery there. So I'll have to fix that up a little bit. But apart from that, we're looking good. Yeah, we're definitely having some issues with the encoder. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay. We reached our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet, which is brilliant. We don't have anything else to do here except enjoy our nice and easy flight. Continue on towards Tokyo here. Very nice. I love watching those light. I like how the when you're passing over like an urban area, you got the lighting bursting through the clouds. That's something really, really cool to see. It looks so cool. As a matter of fact, we'll be able to take a better look at that if we go outside. And if it won't be too much, there we go. Look at that. Gorgeous looking stuff, isn't it? That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay. What else do we have in terms of aviation news for this week? Let's take a quick look. Ladies and gentlemen, aviation news for this week. What do we have? Okay. Got mostly about the Air India crash, but unfortunately there isn't much more to comment on it till the black box data becomes available. Right. There is another helicopter crash in India as well. Interesting. Interesting. There is another helicopter crash in India, in another state of India. As in, let's see, what does it say? Oh, 7 people were killed in India's northern state, Uttarakhand, when a helicopter Ferrying worshippers for a pilgrimage crashed in the Himalayas, apparently. Okay, so yeah. That's interesting. Okay, I wonder what kind of aircraft it was. I'm not too sure what aircraft it was. It just says a helicopter. It doesn't tell you which helicopter. That's interesting. What else do we have? What else do we have? Okay, no. Okay, what else do we have? Saudi Arabia is expanding its global aviation ambitions, huh? New direct flights launched by Saudi. Okay, let's have a look at this interesting article that I just found. Let's read about that. The top 10 countries with the highest fatal plane crashes in history. There's an interesting read. There is an interesting read right there. But let me, oh gosh. The encoder is really getting overloaded here, and I don't know what to do. I can't change the settings till I've stopped streaming, so just for this stream you're gonna have to put up with it. My apologies on that. Yeah, my apologies about that. But let's have a look. So countries with the highest plane crashes. Obviously it's going to be a little bit biased towards the US because pretty much commercial aviation still. US had the bulk of it throughout history. Since about 100 years ago. Is that when commercial aviation started, if I'm not completely mistaken? Since then, for the majority of it, it was the US that had most of commercial traffic. So let's have a look. Countries with the highest plane crashes. Now, if I'm looking at this graph here that tells me United States has it has north of 800 crashes, around 850 maybe, somewhere there. So Russia has had north of 500 fatalities in crashes. What else? Brazil has had nearly 200 fatalities. Canada has had nearly 200 fatalities. So yeah, that's a couple of fatalities. India now has had rather large number of fatalities. I don't think this is entirely accurate. Number 10, it says India. Number of aviation accidents, 95. India has had 95 accidents. The investigation agency for India is the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, or the AAIB. And the most fatal accident that India has ever had was the mid-air collision of Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight 763 and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907 near Charki Dadri, Delhi on November 12, 1996. Killing 349 people. Charki Dadri, Delhi. Interesting. That is the most fatal accident that India has ever had. 95 fatal commercial accidents since 1945, with a total of 2,352 fatalities. Okay, I read that chart completely wrong, so ignore anything I said regarding that chart. Regarding that chart, because that doesn't make any sense. 2,352 fatalities. Okay. Mexico is number 9 in fatalities. Number of accidents, 102. Or in terms of number of accidents, I suppose. I think Benny is joining us on the live stream now. Benny, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hello there. I think you're audible now on the live stream. I was just chatting about the top 10 countries with the highest fatal plane crashes in history. So I was taking a look at that. As for today's flight, we are heading on over to Tokyo Haneda from New Chitos Airport in Japan. Just a little domestic hop with the beautiful PMDG 777-300ER. We had the same issue with that jetway connection that I had yesterday.
All right.
But apart from that, flight is looking good. It's going like clockwork pretty much. Yeah. So yeah.
Which livery are we sporting today?
No, we're just using the PMDG house livery today because I wanted to just focus on the new PMDG. The fact that it's out for 2024. And look at how beautiful that looks, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's gorgeous stuff. Anyway.
Also, we have 440 subs.
We have 440 subs?
Yes, we do.
Oh, goodness me. Well, whoever that was, the last subscriber had it. We didn't get a notification, obviously, because I'm assuming their subscriptions are on private. But thank you very much, whoever you are, for that subscription. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the channel. Thank you. And 440, that is a milestone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and have a look at number 10, top 10 countries with the highest fatal is actually India. So I was just talking about that. It had 95 fatal accidents, the most fatal one being the one in 1996. There was a mid-air collision of a Saudi Arabian Airlines and a Kazakhstan Airlines, so killing 349 people in one go. That is that
is horrific. Yeah,
that is pretty bad. So total fatalities to 2,352 since 1945. In India, that makes it number 10. Number 9 is Mexico, believe it or not. 102 accidents, and the most fatal accident was Aeromexico Flight 453 crash near Benito Juarez International Airport, Mexico City, on July 15th, 2014, killing 110 people. So that isn't that long ago, about 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mexico has seen 102 fatal accidents, 1287, that is 1,287 deaths. So yeah, number 9 is Mexico there. Any guesses on number 8?
I'm gonna say I think US is gonna be up there along with Japan, maybe.
Yeah, that is very correct. US is definitely up there.
Number 8 is probably gonna be like France, Germany, or UK.
Okay, that is on the money because it's France.
Okay.
That's great. It's France. Number of accidents, 105.
All right.
Most fatal is the Air France 447, the one that crashed in the Atlantic Ocean. It was flying from Rio to Paris on June 1st, 2009. It killed 228 people. And I don't know why that counts as a French crash, because it is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, I suppose. It was no man's territory, perhaps that's why. But yeah, Air France 447 was a perplexing thing. I mean, it took them years to figure out what happened.
So when did it happen? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, it was, I believe it was the pilots putting the aircraft into a stall, or it was the pitot tubes getting covered. It was one or the other.
All right.
It was one or the other. I know that the aircraft entered a stall of some sort and it crashed. If I'm not completely mistaken, I've watched the air crash investigation on that, like, I don't know,
all right,
a couple of times. So it's probably one of those. I'll go back and read about that. It was a very interesting crash because no one knew what happened for about 4 years or something.
Oh,
So yeah, France has recorded 105 accidents with 2,246 fatalities. Okay, number 7, Indonesia. Not surprising there, because Indonesia in the past has had a very bad safety record because of their regulations. A lot of Indonesian airlines have crashed. So like Adam Air, which is actually the most fatal accident, Adam Air crashed off of Sulawesi, is it Sulawesi or Sulawesi? Whatever. 2007, killing 102 people. Total number of accidents 106. 2,305 lives lost. So yeah, wasn't it Garuda Indonesia that was on the blacklist for European in European Union? Wasn't it blacklisted until recently or something?
I believe it was, yeah.
So yeah,
I believe so.
Indonesia has had that, and the thing is they expanded too rapidly, so they didn't have enough regulation to keep up with it. So
Yeah.
that was one of the disadvantages that Indonesia
What
had.
time is it in Japan right now?
In Japan
Or
right
flying?
now, it is 19:58, so closing in on 20 hours and nighttime,
Alright.
so 8 p.m. somewhere there.
So that's a beautiful sunset.
It
Maybe
is.
we could get a bit more of that.
Sure, we can definitely look at that. It is definitely a beautiful sunset right there.
Yeah.
Can head on outside for a bit as well. Look at that. We are flying in the twilight zone until now. Right there. Look at that. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Completely unintentional, by the way.
It's lifetime?
This is live time and live weather too.
Alright.
Looking good here, PMDG. Absolutely stunning. Looking good indeed. We're not too far away from top of descent, as a matter of fact. We're just about 50 nautical miles away from top of descent. That's about it. So we better stay in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we'll stay outside for a little longer and then we'll jump back in.
So number 7?
Number 6, you mean 7 is Indonesia.
Alright.
Number 6
Number
is
6.
United Kingdom.
Yeah, I thought so.
They had 110 accidents. The worst one was British European Airways Flight 548 near London. 1972, killing 118. Total number is 1298 fatalities. At least the number of fatalities is almost like half or something.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Colombia is number 5. I was not expecting that, but Colombia is number 5.
I mean, I could.
Yeah, they have had a few crashes, like Avianca, I believe, crashed near Bogota, Colombia, and we had American Airlines. So number of accidents, 185. American Airlines Flight 965 crashed near Cali in 1995, killing 159, is the most fatal accident. I remember that accident. So what happened was they were going to land, approach into Cali, and Cali Airport is in between a valley or something of the sort, and there were two of them, two valleys adjacent to each other, and the pilots turned into the wrong valley, if I'm not completely mistaken.
That is scary.
Yeah,
That is
and
really scary.
it crashed into the side of a mountain or something of the effect. So that was interesting. As a matter of fact, I can double check that, can't I? There is, okay, no, I can't really. I mean, if you could double check that accident, it is American Airlines Flight 965.
Let me check that out right now.
While we move on to number 4, which is Canada, 191 aviation accidents. An Air Canada Flight 797 fire in Cincinnati, killing 23 people, is the most fatal. So they had a lot of accidents, but the most fatal was 23 in a single accident. Total 1,800 fatalities. So that is interesting. Okay, let's head back in the cockpit here. We're coming up on top of descent, about 30 nautical miles away. Okay, about 30 nautical miles away. It's fine. Do you have the American Airlines one?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's hear about it.
So it was in 1995 on December 20. It was a 757-200 Boeing. It crashed into a mountain in Buga, Colombia.
Okay.
around 9:40 p.m., killing 151 of the 155 passengers and all 8 crew members.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the first U.S.-owned 757 accident, and it's the deadliest, as you said, in Colombia.
In Colombia.
It was
And
also, at the time, it was also the deadliest 757 accident.
yeah. Well, do we have a rough summary of how it happened? Just to see if my story was correct the way I remember it.
So, just hold on. Let me get that quickly.
Okay, our MCP is giving us a message to reset our FMC here is giving us a message to reset our MCP altitude, which we shall do in the multi-control panel. We shall set directly 4,000 feet, okay? That is what I'm setting directly here. So let's begin our descent, ladies and gentlemen. 4,000 feet. Come on. Oh, that's a little too much. 4,000 feet, and there we go. Perfect. Got that set, and VNAV, there we go. We got that set, and our aircraft is beginning its descent, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. We've begun our descent into Tokyo Haneda, just like that. Okay. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Looking good. Yeah. So what is the story? What is the background on what happened there?
All right. So basically, I'll give you a small summary.
Yeah.
The FMS navigation had everything exactly as it should have, and it would have told the pilots exactly where to turn, climb, and descend all the way into Cali.
Correct.
But since the wind was calm, the controllers at Cali asked the pilots if they wanted to fly a non-precision straight-in approach to runway 19 instead of coming around for a precision ILS approach
Correct.
to runway 01. The pilots agreed to the straight-in approach, hoping to make up some time, and then they mistakenly cleared all the programmed waypoints from the flight plan.
Yeah, that is right.
The controller then asked the pilots to report passing over a certain waypoint called ULQ. And since it was no longer programmed into the FMS, they had to find the identifier in their approach chart, and then in the meantime, the pilots also extended the speed brakes to slow down and expedite descent. But by the time the pilots had found ULQ and selected it and inserted it into the FMS, they had already passed over it.
Right.
Then the pilots tried to select the next approach waypoint, and which was Rosso, but there was a duplicate identifier, which was so this was Rosso NDB, which is a non-directional beacon. There was a duplicate identifier, Romeo NDB, which is just RNDB, and they instead had inserted that one into the list.
Yeah.
So the autopilot started to fly a course to Bogota, resulting the airplane turning east in a wide semicircle. The pilots then attempted to correct this by turning back to the south. By the time the error was detected, the aircraft was in a valley running north-south parallel to the one they should have been in.
Exactly.
So yeah, they were in the wrong valley. And then they had put it on a collision course with a 3,000-meter mountain.
There you go.
So
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Basically crashed into the mountain.
Yeah. So that is, when you're doing these things in the simulator, you wouldn't expect, like this sounds like a simulator flight gone wrong. I mean, this sounds like something I would do, but it's just how fascinating how things can go that wrong in real life too. When you
crashed with an upward pitch of 20.6 degrees too. So that's why it stalled, because they were pitching too hard up.
Yeah, they were trying to avoid the mountain,
not
right?
Somewhere you want to be. Yeah, exactly.
I guess the engines didn't respond in time for them to be able to clear that mountain just like that.
And they also made another mistake in the in the chaos, they selected takeoff power, which was the correct way to go about it, but they forgot to disengage the speed brakes. So the speed brakes were still on and fully extended. Yeah, and it significantly reduced the rate of climb.
Yeah, one would imagine.
So it crossed about it was 3,000 meters, the mountain. The aircraft struck the mountain at 2,720, which is about 280 meters less than the altitude of the mountain.
Okay.
Not that far away, but they could have. Yeah, if the speed brakes weren't deployed, maybe it would have been a different outcome.
Yeah. That is a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah.
That is really a shame. Let's set our auto brakes to 2 here. Landing data. Do we need to check out our landing data? Let's go back to our legs. Where is our landing? Approach. Okay. QNH flap speed. We're using 30, 139, right? So 30 degrees at 139 knots is what we're using for landing, all right? So flaps 30.
All right.
Approach briefing completed, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's just approach altimeters. We'll do that once we are ready to do that. We don't need to stress about that at the moment. As long as we're staying on top of the altitude here, I don't see any issues. What is this? What have I just done? Good Lord, what have I just done? Execute? Execute what? How do I clear that? There we go. What?
Oh, yeah, it's going to. Oh.
I hope I
That's
haven't.
weird.
I don't know what I've done. You know what? I'm not gonna execute anything here because I might mess this up. So I'm not gonna do anything. But
Yeah,
our
just let it
next waypoint is Ashra, which is here. So So I'm not gonna do anything with this. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it exactly the way it is. Clear all of that, and okay, you know what? Let me just press. Okay, there we go. It worked. Thank God it worked. Okay, great. Fine. So 24,500 at Ashra. It looks like we are easily gonna make that. So I think we're on top of our glide, our path here, our VNAV path here. Yeah, we are. We're easily on. We're doing well here. There's no issues. There's no issue. The Cali crash was quite significant because it was such an example of pilot error and frustration. The cockpit was quite.
Let's move on to number 5 then.
Sure, I have a bit of an encoding thing again. I hope the stream is going to be a little bit glitchy. I seriously need to fix my encoder settings. I will do that immediately after the stream, but yeah, we have a little bit of a problem there. But apart from that, I think we're looking okay here.
It seems fine though.
Okay, as long as it seems fine, then we're good. Let's move on to number 3.
Oh, we're already at number 3.
Yes, we are. Number 4 was
Japan.
No, number 4 is Canada. Number 3 is Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. I should have saw that coming.
Yeah, number of accidents 193. Most fatal one, wow. TAM Airlines flight 3054 in 2007, killing 199 people. So, in 2007, the TAM Airlines crash was caused by runway conditions and pilot error. So I think it's the one in Congonhas. Can you double check if TAM flight 3054 is the one in Congonhas? Yes, Sao Paulo, Congonhas.
Yeah, that is the one.
That is the same accident that inspired me to do that live stream into Congonhas and see how that went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we saw, it's not an easy airport to land into. And when flight 3054 landed, it was actually wet. The runway was wet. They landed late. There was a bunch of issues going on that day. So I can only imagine how much more difficult it was to stop. And that particular runway, like we discussed earlier on, is famous for having such a history of runway overruns as well. So yeah, could you check for me what airliner it was, flight 3054, which aircraft they were flying?
Yeah, just hold on.
For some reason, it doesn't tell me that. Sure. Let's move on in the meantime towards number 2. Any guesses on number
Russia?
2? Russia. Perfect.
Oh, really?
Yep. Number of accidents,
Okay.
544.
That's a dramatic increase.
Yeah, but at the same time, Russia has a lot of airports. It's a very large country, and it has also been, quite frankly, one of the earlier countries to adopt aviation as well commercially. So it's to be expected. Plus, you have the whole Soviet era kind of safety debacle going on. So probably because of that, I don't think modern Russia has such problems, but who knows? Let's see. Aeroflot flight 3352 crashed at Omsk airport on October 11th, 1984, killing 178 people. That's the most fatal one. And total of 8,505 fatalities.
That is truly horrific.
That is massive. That is massive. Which aircraft was that flight operating?
Yeah, 3054 was operating in A320.
Oh, an A320.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Even with an A320, they failed to stop. I mean, the conditions were that extreme, huh? Plus the pilot errors that they made, obviously.
It had 27 ground injuries as well.
Oh yes, because they crashed into a terminal building, if I'm not entirely mistaken. Or they went off into the highway, something of the sort, because they overran the runway. And that is terrible. It's truly tragic when you have casualties on the ground. I mean, just it's the whole thought of having an entire airliner, something that's flying in the sky, all of a sudden it's coming straight at you. Like it's such a out of the ordinary situation. Your brain literally needs an extra second just to process that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine you're sitting on the ground, you're inside a building. The next thing you see on your window is there's a plane coming at you, and that's not a very normal scenario. That's what makes the whole.
It isn't.
It isn't, and that's what makes the whole ground fatality part very, very brutal when you think about it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we hit a bit of turbulence right there. A little bump. Nonetheless, we're looking good here. Yeah, we're looking all right. Let's head back to discover the number 1, which you've already stated. And you're accurate. United States. Number of accidents, 870. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Most fatal crash. American Airlines Flight 191 crashing in Chicago in 1979, killing 273 people. 870 accidents, 10,846 fatalities. And that's mainly because of its high air traffic volume, which is understandable. So I'm assuming the same thing with Russia to some degree as well, right? So that is what it was. And Flight 191, I don't know which aircraft it was. Was it a DC-10? Could you check that out? American Airlines Flight 191.
Let me quickly check that out, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, in terms of our altitude here, we're supposed to be at 19,100 feet at Genji, and to be entirely honest with you, the VNAV system is doing a very good job of keeping us exactly where we need to be, and it's doing a better job than what we had on yesterday's flight, so I'm happy about that. Everything is looking just normal. We're going to slow down slightly as well. Still too fast for flaps or gear or any of that stuff. We're still too high as well. Haven't crossed transition altitude just yet, so we don't need to set the altimeters. Apart from that, everything's looking pretty good here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Benny.
Yeah, so it was a DC-10 that crashed, but I also do have a few more interesting details about some of the most fatal crashes.
Okay, sure.
If I could go ahead with that.
Sure, go ahead.
So, the greatest number of passenger fatalities involving one airline in a single calendar year occurred in 2014,
Okay.
with 537 people dead.
Whoa.
So, you want to guess which airline that is?
Oh,
It's a flag carrier.
it's a flag carrier. I have no idea.
Just throw out the name. 2014.
2014, a flag carrier crash in 2014.
Multiple crashes. It's just about an airline which had the most number of fatalities in a single calendar year. So multiple crashes.
Multiple crashes. I don't know,
So,
man. I'm gonna
pretty much 2 crashes, not multiple. Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
This is very famous.
I mean, I'm sure it's famous. KLM or something? I don't know.
No, it's Malaysian Airlines.
Oh,
The
that's
370 disappearance and the shoot down of Flight 17.
Okay. Those two. All right, makes sense. I'm terrible with
Yeah.
dates, so I would have never remembered the dates for that. But yeah, Malaysian Airlines. Oh goodness, 500 something people lost in a single calendar year. Oh my god. Yeah, that's rough.
And then there's another one. The most fatalities in any aviation accident in history.
Yeah, that's Tenerife. I know that's Tenerife.
Yeah, you're right. That's
That is-
Tenerife
yeah,
in
that-
Canary Islands, Spain.
Yeah.
You know which aircrafts were involved?
Yeah, that was a KLM and a Pan Am's. Both were 747s, and that is just
Yeah.
It was one of the most avoidable crashes, and it was
Yeah.
just it was terrible, man.
They killed 583 people.
583.
Yes.
It's nearly 600 people.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That is rough indeed.
Yeah, it was just a very ill-fated series of events that just led to that particular event happening on that too on such a small island. If we go to Los Rodeos Airport, the one in Tenerife, you'll see it's a small airport. It never handled traffic like that. Part of the reason why that accident happened is just that there was a bomb blast in the airport that they were supposed to head for.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch our altimeters here. Let's set it to local pressure. There we go. You can take that out. If we move on, we need speed brake, armed, landing gear, flaps. That's while we are about to land on final. Still got some time for that, so we're good here. Under 12,000 feet, still time to turn on our landing lights. In case you didn't notice, I had already turned on the wing lights earlier. You know, just so we are ready for that. But yeah, we're looking good here. We're looking just great. Okay. All right. So, anything else that we can talk about in the meantime, while just before we cross down to 10,000 feet? You know, it's technically
There's one last thing.
sure.
It was the deadliest day in aviation. Do you know which one that is?
No,
I'm sure you do.
deadliest. I mean, I can't recall it.
It included more ground fatalities than passengers.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about 9/11?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, 9/11. I mean, I get it. It's an aviation accident, but I wouldn't call it an accident. It's more of an aviation
Yeah, it's
incident.
not-
You know,
Yeah.
it's
There were 2,700 people estimated to be dead.
yeah. That is in one. Oh, that is horrific in one
Yeah,
day.
but
yeah.
in total, only 2,500 were confirmed to be dead. So 200 people, they still don't know what happened to them.
Right, missing.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I mean, presumed dead, but they couldn't confirm with bodies or DNA or any of that, I assume.
Yeah.
Or they simply couldn't even be found because it said that, you know, a lot of the, not all of the bodies and remains were obviously recovered from the
Yeah.
rubble and etc. etc. But yeah, that is an outlier in terms of aviation accidents. So, yeah, that is rough. That is rough. So yeah, that's interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay, we're here making our wavy approach here into Tokyo Haneda. And it's my first time landing
Alright.
at nighttime in Tokyo Haneda, so that's going to be interesting. 10,000 feet coming up. Let me go ahead and turn on our landing lights as well. There we go. Nice and easy. Let's turn on our passenger signs. Another 10,000 feet is coming up. Okay, apart from that, nothing but to continue on our current path. In 18 nautical miles, we should be roughly 6,000 feet. And that's going to happen as well, as you can tell. Our VNAV is doing a good job, a decent job today, so I'm not going to complain. Let's take a quick look on either side of the window here. Tokyo is underneath us at this point, more or less. That is not Tokyo, obviously that's the suburbs that we're looking at. Let's see, where is Tokyo? It's not exactly a clear day today, pretty cloudy. Yeah, look at that. It's hazy and it's cloudy. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, yesterday's flight was also a nighttime flight, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll have to do one more live stream daytime, probably about 6-7 hours from now. Maybe 8 hours from now, I'll do a daytime live stream as well. With the very same aircraft. And then we'll also end that live stream with a little GA spin, you know. We've been flying a lot of airliners of late. Where are the GAs, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, we're looking good though. We are looking good. I wish I could have controlled the cabin lighting. I don't know if there's a way to control the cabin lighting here. I don't see any. Do you? No, there's nothing here for cabin lighting. Unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway. Here we are, almost there. Almost there indeed. Look at that. So this is, here we are into Tokyo pretty much. Obviously the heart is right here. We have a message, cabin is ready. Okay, brilliant. Cabin ready for landing. That is perfect. That is perfect. Okay.
So apparently you can control cabin lighting.
Okay, how so?
It's it's near the master brightness switch.
The master brightness. Oh yeah, I know which one that is. Master brightness is this. This is master brightness.
All right.
Oh yeah, there.
Near it?
Yep. There's a button. Look, check this out. I think it's this. Now the cabin lights are on here. Cabin lights are still on here. Sorry. Okay, nothing is happening. Maybe it's the master brightness itself. Okay. No. Nope. No change whatsoever.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And PMDG does say it's there next to the master switch.
I have no idea. Overhead in cabin. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. Overhead is here. No, this is overhead. Right? This is overhead? Oh, good lord. I have no idea. This one is cabin?
Just try both of them.
Okay. Okay, that doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, how about I put this out? Nope, still nothing. So I don't understand what exactly they mean by that. Because it's not here. Let me have another look. Any dome lights?
Dome light is for the cockpit, right?
Yeah, dome light is for the cockpit, so I have no idea. Camera, LTS, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna get bogged down by that and crash our aircraft here. So we need to put our flaps down, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's put our flaps down to flaps 1 here. We're supposed to be... we need to descend. Why aren't we descending? Okay, we're fine actually, we're fine. 8,000 feet is good. Okay, it's good. Great. Brilliant. Okay, flaps are down. Reference speed 139.30. That is fine. We can arm our speed brakes right now just to remind us in case we use it to rearm it. Landing gear. It's way too early for landing gear, don't you think? Way too early for landing gear. Okay. Speed at 210 knots. That means we can put flaps 5 if we wanted to.
Yeah, you basically can.
Yeah, flaps 5. Yeah, we'll leave it at flaps 5. Absolutely gorgeous sounds. How nice is that view out there? Let me prepare for landing gear dropping by getting ourselves ready with that view right there. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, back into the cockpit here. Still at 8,000 feet. That's quite interesting.
That is what the flight plan says, right? So you're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Runway turn off and taxi lights can come on in a bit. So yeah, we're looking okay. Flaps 5 is fine. Speed is looking good. Everything is looking just fine. Let's take a look out of our left-hand side here. Perhaps we'll be able to see Tokyo. Yeah, we should be able to see Tokyo out of our right-hand side, not left-hand, my bad. Unfortunately, clouds, so yeah, we're not going to see much just yet. But it's looking good, isn't it? We are looking good.
Isn't that Tokyo though, under us?
Yeah, technically it is pretty much Tokyo, but no, not really. Not really. We're actually quite far. Yeah, we're actually far out. This is a place called, let me try and pronounce that. Tsuchiura.
All right.
Yes. Apologies to anybody who's Japanese. I have nothing but respect for your culture, but I do not know how to pronounce some of these names. Tsuchiura. I'm actually a huge fan of Japanese culture, by the way. Love to visit Japan sometime. But yeah, which is why I'm actually trying to concentrate a lot of my flying in Japan too. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Okay. What is going on in our cockpit? Pretty much nothing new developing here. Just about to take another turn. Okay, we will be able to see a little bit more. There's a bit of the water right there as well. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. There we go. You know what I love about this? This is exactly what it feels like to be in a 777.
Yeah, it probably is.
Continuing on our winding approach into Tokyo. It's basically an S-shaped, a loose S-shaped pattern. Just in case you guys are wondering, let me show you guys a little nav map for a second here. Here we are, coming in. Alright, so there's Tokyo. And there's that place, Tsuchiura, that I just tried to pronounce. Ushiku and Ryugasaki. Ryugasaki ahead of us. That's where we're heading right now. And there we go. Pretty cool there. Pretty cool. Our alternate is all the way. Where's our alternate? Chubu Centrair International. That's a long way from there. But yeah.
How is the sun still there?
The sun isn't there.
No, like I mean, you can see the sunlight.
No, you can't.
On the right-hand side.
No, this is not the sunlight. This is the reflection of the lighting from the urban area. So there's no sunlight anymore.
Oh yeah, my bad.
It's just a hazy day, so there's a lot of light being diffused.
All right.
There we go, another beautiful turn. This is one of the things I love about the 777. These turns, they're so gentle and sweepy and nice. And yet they're abrupt in their own way for an aircraft this large, and this is one of my most distinct parts that I love about traveling on the 777. That's why I'm saying this feels just like I'm in it. Because the autopilot isn't exactly, like, it makes crisp movements, so that's exactly what this thing does too, so it's really cool. Really, really cool. Bunch of birds fighting there. I don't know if that registered on the mic there. Okay.
Yeah, it did.
It did?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's a bunch of birds behind me going at it. Okay, there we go. Now what we're seeing in front of us is pretty much Tokyo. That is Tokyo in front of us. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, still, I mean, we're descending, we're doing fine, nothing much going on at all. Nothing much going on at all over here. So, yeah, we are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully the
So
ILS...
what are you working on nowadays?
In terms of flight sim?
Flight sim, channel, whatever. What can we expect new apart from the regular videos and lives?
Well, look, I've been trying to see on how I can approach the crash video recreation, but I'm not entirely sure about because of its sensitive nature. I want to try and make it a little bit, and plus I don't want to add to the speculation. I want to make a video once something solid comes out that makes more sense. So that's why I haven't done much on the flight video, although I have everything set up for it. The Air India crash, that is what I'm referring to. I do have a new video coming out where I'm trying to be, well, I still haven't decided when though, where I'm trying to recreate the Hudson landing and also see whether it was actually possible to make one of the airports like Teterboro, Newark or LaGuardia during that particular flight. I'm referring to the water landing by Captain Sully. So that's another thing I'm working on. Then I've got some extreme weather flights, hurricane flights, a couple of stunt flying, F-18 stunt flight is as well planned. So quite a number of stuff planned. Is just need to find a way to execute all of them. So that's why rather than while there's that lag of me doing all the work and making the video and all that stuff, I thought, you know what, jump on in live. And I really enjoy going live as well. It's really fun for me, very enjoyable. It's more gameplay based, you know, far more relaxing as well. So then in addition to that, I've been looking into other simulators, you know, like truck sim, bus simulators and ship simulators, and I'm trying to dabble a little bit in it.
That's really nice.
That is nice. I mean, truck simming and ship simulator. I got introduced to bus simming, and that has been fun. So let's see how that goes. If I can sort something out, I might create another channel for the simulation, because this channel particularly I want to keep it dedicated to aviation. I'm also trying to introduce more aviation related content, not just flying, but more commentary and all that stuff. So let's see how that goes. I'll test out a couple of new ideas.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, still pretty much slow, nice and easy. Nothing else happening here, to be honest. Not a rushed approach. I have a feeling that this is one of those approaches that's going to lull you into a nice sense of security, and then in the final it throws everything at you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because there it is. There's the runway right there. We're looking at the runway right there. There isn't much left to go. We're on top of the descent profile. The descent is looking good. There's nothing wrong with it, but, you know, I have no idea how it's gonna actually end up being. So probably need to run sky dolly once we make the turn as well.
Yeah.
So I'll remember to do that.
Also, try to do the replay after you park at the gate.
Correct.
So you don't have those issues.
Right. So I don't have that issue. That's correct. So we're landing into runway 16 left here, and yeah, we can land and turn to our right, hopefully, and then take a U-turn. That should take us to one of the gates there. And yeah, okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine. That is just fine. Let's see how that goes. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we need to slow down. Why isn't this thing slowing down? We're so close right now to where I would expect the ILS to be caught. Because can we see the airport already? Yeah, that's the bridge right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe that is.
That is the bridge, and there is the airport, if I'm not mistaken. There's the airport, and that is the bridge. Look at that, it's well lit, beautiful. But we need to, there is the airport right there. We better slow down. Mr. VNav, you better slow. Look at how well the night lighting is done. You see the way how it twinkles?
Yeah.
That is really cool. Okay, we are turning, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Tokyo. It's beautiful. It's incredible how far we've come in terms of graphics and stuff. Okay, let's head back into the cockpit there. Okay, I'm gonna switch this to approach mode. And I'm gonna turn down the range on that. Okay, sorry about that. Turn down the range on that completely. We need to slow down. Come on, mate. Slow us down. Why aren't you slowing us down? For the love of God.
I think it will.
Yeah, it will. It will.
Well,
There is still time. 170, but we need to land at 139. So that's one of the things that I'm worried about. VNav might not give me control quick enough. You get my point?
Yeah.
So that is something I'm not exactly...
But you've toggled approach mode on, right?
I haven't yet. I'm waiting to make the turn in first and then turn on approach mode. Because glide slope is 4,000 feet. Okay, there we go. Final turn into the airport. There's the bridge. There's the airport. Let me run Sky Dolly right now. Sky Dolly is running. Hopefully this time it works, unlike yesterday. But it is running nonetheless. Okay, we are ready to turn on approach mode, which is what I've just done. Approach mode is on there. And okay, we've begun slowing down. Let's put our flaps down, shall we? There we go. Come on, flaps down. There we go. Flaps going down. Brilliant. Let me go outside and drop our gear as well, yeah? Gear, come on. There we go. Dropping gear. Okay, hopefully this will take us where we need to. I sincerely hope so, but let's find out. There we go. Gear coming down, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking good here, aren't we? Heading back in there. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad, does it? Flaps 25 there. Looking good. Wow, I really like that bridge. Look at that. Good lord, look at that.
Maybe you need to fly under it someday with a stunt fight.
Oh yes, you said it. Tokyo is looking absolutely gorgeous. I don't even have anything extra installed, but it's looking really nice. Okay, I'm going flaps 30 in advance. I'm not gonna mess around too much with it. We've got control over the speed. Excellent. Reference speed 139. I'm going to go... there we go. I'm going to go reference speed. I'm going to go 145. Reference speed plus 5 knots. Okay, landing checklist completed. Perfect. Let's go to our engines here. Make sure everything is good here. Our other checklist is shutdown checklist. Okay, brilliant. Perfect. Runway turn off lights to on. Taxi lights to on. All other lights on. Check. Seatbelt signs on. Check. APU off. Check for the time being. 2,500 gear down. Ready for landing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, I'm so mesmerized by the lighting on that bridge.
That does look amazing.
It looks really good.
Green and yellow and white.
That is so good. Some sort of cyan color. That is so good. Beautiful stuff. Let's see. What's going on here? Let me change. Whoa, there it is. Tokyo, ladies and gentlemen. Tokyo. I'd love to install a city pack for this if I can afford it. Look at that. Gorgeous stuff. Okay, let me not mess around too much. 1,900 feet. Yeah, I think we're looking okay this time. Time to disengage our autopilot. Yeah. You know what? I'll hand fly it from now on. Yeah.
All right.
Usually they do it at 1,000 feet, but there we go. My aircraft. There we go. My aircraft. Still on the glide slope. Not looking too bad. Have to scoot over to our right slightly.
There's some crosswind here.
There's a tailwind, unfortunately, of 5 knots or something, but it's not too severe. It's not too severe. We have a little bit of a graphic glitch there with a ship that's docked into the land. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we're looking okay. Okay, now we've got 0 wind, I believe. Yep, no winds. Little under the glide slope here, trying to... I mean, a little under is not too bad, is it? Okay, we need to increase that descent rate. Come on.
On this channel, I think nothing is bad. Under or above, right or left.
Yeah, on this channel, nothing is bad, huh? Okay. There we go. 500 feet, slightly high according to the poppy lights, but perfect according to the ILS. So I'm going to disregard everything now and just fly it in manually. Why is there... Oh my god, you see the glitch with the lights?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to fly this in manually, disregard the glide slope now. Because it's become inaccurate at this point. It's still saying too high. Look at that.
200.
200.
100.
100.
There's an aircraft on the runway.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Come on. Okay. Reverse thrust. So there was a nice little disagreement between the poppy lights and the glide slope. So that was interesting, to say the least, eh?
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think auto brake is doing its job. Yeah, we're fine. 80 knots. Off there, and we can do some manual braking. There we go, and that will bring us into Tokyo Haneda, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Oh, a little bit of a bump there in the scenery, I believe. Look at that. Wobbly there. Okay, there we go. Brilliant. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Okay, great. So let's just go ahead and clean up the aircraft first. I mean, I'm not gonna really bother with anything else right now. Let's go to our right hand side. Let's put our flaps up. Strobe lights. We'll leave the lights for the replay, right? So I'll leave them on.
Yeah.
Leave the lights on for the replay. That landing wasn't the best in the world at all. I got confused as to which one to follow, the glide slope or the poppy lights. But apart from that, not too terrible. Not too terrible. Okay, I hope we have traffic injection working accurately here. Is that happening?
I am not sure about it because I can't really see much.
Yeah, true. Let's find out where we're going. Okay, we're still in the general parking area. We haven't yet reached the gates, so let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, let's check it out. Benny, I think I can hear my own echo.
Really?
Yeah, slightly, very slightly. But yeah, we're looking.
Is it better now?
It is. It is, yeah.
All right.
Great. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tokyo Haneda. Brilliant. So let's continue our taxi here. I believe traffic injection is working. And I hope the replay works. Then we'll be able to check out our replay as well. But for the time being, we're just taxiing along here. You just crack open the throttle a little bit. So we taxi a little bit faster there. There we go. Configuration flaps. Things we're gonna take off. Okay, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find ourselves a nice little parking. Where shall we park? Where shall we park? There's some large aircrafts here anyway. So we could take pretty much any place we liked. You know what? Yeah, let's park in somewhere at the end there. There's a bunch of gates there, so we'll take that. Just control the aircraft a little bit here, get it on the center line before I go into drone mode. Look at that. The pilot is outside the aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I think we'll park it. Okay, let's turn it around and we'll come into park in here. I know what to do. I think I know what to do. Good lord. These gates are not big enough for a 777, are they? They don't look like they are.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that.
Okay, you know what? We'll just go to the parking ahead of us. It's fine.
I think that's even smaller, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, that's... I mean, I do see some large aircraft. You know what? We're just gonna shove ourselves in there somewhere. Let's find a way.
All right.
Okay. Looking absolutely beautiful. Let's make
Which
that...
airline is this?
This
The
is
one
just
to our left.
the one to our left. That is ANA, All Nippon.
Oh.
There's All Nippon there. Here we go, coming in. We'll find ourselves a parking somewhere here. Oh, that one was large enough. No, it wasn't. Never mind.
I think these ones to your right are definitely large enough.
Yeah, the ones to our right are definitely large enough, I
Yeah.
believe. So should we just take one of these?
Yeah, just take one of these.
Okay, let's just do that. Okay. There we go.
Oh, we got another subscriber.
Did we?
441.
Did
Yeah.
we? Let's see if I can give him a shout out there. Okay, I can't give him a shout out, but nonetheless, thank you so much for subscribing and welcome to the channel. Hope you really enjoy it here. So yeah, welcome, man. I appreciate it very much. Appreciate it very, very much indeed. Okay, great. Let's pump the brakes on that, shall we? There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now see if we have our landing replay available to us, which I hope to God is actually available, right? So let's
I
see.
believe it has. I have hope.
Okay, so
I have
let's
faith.
see. Let's see if Benny's faith gets paid out here. Let's see. Great. Stopping right there. Rewinding right there. Oh yes, it's working. Great. Let's rewind all the way now. It's gonna take a while because we had a long taxi, more or less, right?
Yeah.
More or less long
Pretty
taxi.
long.
But yeah, welcome here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tokyo Haneda. Let's see how we did in the landing replay. Let us see how we did in the landing replay. Still rewinding. Good lord. Okay, there we go. Okay, that bridge is looking so gorgeous. We gotta take a shot of that bridge. Okay, we'll start from here for the time being, and then we'll take a closer look in a bit. Brilliant. Let's see how this landing went. I think that's something else. Yeah, we were floating a lot. I was trying to decide between following the puppy lights and the glide slope. Mistake on my part, but let's see. Yeah, there we go. That was a floater. But, you know. Yep. Correct. And we have reverse thrust and everything exactly the way we wanted it to be. So that was really smooth anyway. Okay, let's have a couple more replays. We need to take a look at that bridge as well as we come into land. Ah, that is beautiful stuff. So let's take a look at that as well. Let's rewind it all the way. Rewind that all the way to the bridge because I want to see that bridge. Look at the way how the brakes glow red. That's just because of the replay on PMDG. They didn't actually glow red during landing, so I just want to make that clear. Look at that bridge. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay. What view shall we do? Of course, we'll look at the cabin view as soon as we finish taking a look at the landing gear view, yeah? Yeah. It does. It looks so good. It looks so cool, and there is that bridge right there as well. Oh, it's a stunning scene here as we're coming to land. Stunning scene. I'm not complaining for somebody who just, I mean, I'm just getting in the 777 cold turkey, and I think that's pretty good. Oh, that's beautiful. If only some of the textures were a little better in 2024, would have had absolute, incredible, unbeatable stuff. Okay. I'm going a little bit long here on purpose just so I can look at the bridge because that thing is beautiful. So, yeah, Benny, that was not a runway, that was just a road. Yeah, it was just basically a... Yeah, I know what you mean, it looks really good. Imagine with the city pack. I think it's gonna look amazing. Okay. Nice floater there. And the landing right there. Landing gear malfunction, that is because of the replays. You can ignore that. Don't worry, we don't actually have a malfunction. But yeah. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look at the cabin view, shall we? Yeah, I can do that here. Can go to electronic flight bag. Can go to ground operations. I can go to maintenance, and I can just say, cool the brakes. Wait for that to happen. Give it a second. Replace the brakes. And replace the tires too. That's all you really gotta do. That's all you really gotta do, but I'm still waiting on it. Nothing is happening, so there's a bunch of glitches on that, so nonetheless, doesn't matter. Let's just go back and take a look at our landing replay as we should. Beautiful engine sounds, man. Damn, that's beautiful. Okay, let's start from here. Oh, the bridge. Just to see the bridge. There we go, there's the bridge. Let's have a look at the bridge there. There's two of them, yeah. There's two of them, that's really cool. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Yep. Great idea. That's what I'm doing next in terms of stun flights. It's going to be Tokyo. And I'm going to use the F-18 here. The F-35 is the best, which is kind of ironic because you don't have most of the details of the aircraft aren't even released to the public, but the best one is the F-35. Yeah, F-14 is okay-ish. The F-18 is, you know, it's a default Asoba aircraft. It's not too terrible, don't get me wrong. There is a DC design mod available for the F-18, so I might use that as well. And it's a free one. No, I haven't. I've never used the DC design for F-18, no. Wait, hold on. I just realized something. For the landing replay, no one can hear Benny.
Oh.
That kind of sucks. All these replays, I've just been talking to you and no one can hear you.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about that. But now you're audible.
All right.
Yeah, now you're audible. Goodness me. It's because
So
I changed
we were talking about...
Yeah, I changed the scenes while playing the landing replay.
All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you've been talking to a ghost the whole time?
I've been talking to a ghost the whole time. Everyone on live stream is like, what on earth is this guy about? What do you mean? No one's talking to you, mate. Well, he was, and now you can hear him. But yeah, it was my bad. It was my bad. Okay, there we go. Let's check out this landing, and then we'll take one more look at the landing from the other side. That one is going to be a short replay. Then we're just going to go in, shut down the aircraft, muck about a little bit in Tokyo, and then we're going to call it for this stream. And then we'll pick it up tonight and see what we can do. Okay, there we go. Brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay. Let's now have a final landing replay, which is going to be from the other side, and it's going to be short. Don't worry, it's not going to be that long. So we're just going to keep it from here, and then we're just going to go switch immediately into our landing replay, all right? There we go. Let's take a look at our final landing replay here. Brilliant. Okay, very nice ILS lighting there in the water.
How many runways does Tokyo have?
How many runways does it have? How many physical runways does it have? It has 1, 2, 3, 4. That is Haneda.
Right.
We're talking about Tokyo Haneda now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Let's now go ahead and jump back into the stand where we parked, shall we? There we go. Just zooming through that taxi there because it was quite long. Oh yeah. There we go, and in we go. There we go. Perfect. Let's come back into the cockpit. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Brake temperatures and all that stuff, obviously, because we... You know, you get the point. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let us come here. Let's go to ground. Set the chocks. Let's request the ground power, and let's go ahead and turn that on. And we can shut off our engines here.
What if this time you try requesting the jetway from the tablet instead of GSX?
True, but we don't have a jetway anyway. We're parked at a ramp, right?
Oh yeah, my bad.
There we go. Okay. I hope the engines are cutting off. Have they cut off? Yeah, they have. There we go. There we go. Okay, we can turn off our strobe lights. Our landing lights can come off. Runway turn-off lights can come off. Taxi lights off. Strobe lights off. Beacon lights off. Everything else I'm gonna leave on. Wing lights off as well. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And yeah, everything else. Let's turn off the signs, shall we? Let me go to GSX. Let me request deboarding. Let's see if that works. Request deboarding. Request deboarding. Is that going to do anything? Yep, deboarding is going to start up here. What else do we need to do here? Let's go overhead here. Turn those off. Turn that off. Turn the fuel pumps here off. Oh, we don't need to turn them on. Turn off those two. Turn that off. Disarm that. No, sorry. Off. Oh, good lord. Okay, it's off now. Then what else do we need to do? Anything else we need to do here? I don't see anything. I don't see anything else we need to do. APU is also off. I don't really care about the APU at the moment. So there we go. Just like that, right? Yeah. Do you see anything else I've missed, Benny?
No, I believe that's all.
That's pretty much it. Okay, so we've requested deboarding here from GSX. Let's see if it works with the stairs instead of the jetway here. Cargo loading is working as required. So yeah, we're just going to wait for the passenger bus to arrive here, and then we'll see if it works or not. That should be interesting. Should be interesting. Okay, while we wait for that, ladies and gentlemen, Tokyo Haneda. There are those two.
Is this a handcrafted airport?
It is, yeah. It is a handcrafted airport. But for an airport, I'm not too impressed with the airport itself. As you can tell, look at that. We don't have interiors or anything like that at all. So calling it handcrafted is a little bit of a stretch, but you know, it is handcrafted nonetheless.
What it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is handcrafted nonetheless. It's not AI generated. And yeah. Okay, we got the passenger bus. Let's see if there are any passengers. Actually, Tokyo's looking gorgeous there. Anyway, coming back down here, let's see if there's any passenger coming off our aircraft. Hello, Mr. Passenger. Okay, the doors are open as well. Jet Aviation, if you wanna deboard, or we can see our flight attendant. So the passengers should be. It should work. The GSX models for the. Oh, there they are. There they are. Brilliant. There they come, everybody. There they come. Welcome to that. You know what we can do? We can actually head inside and we can go for a walk around mode here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, good lord. Where am I stuck now? Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, our passengers are deboarding the aircraft, as you can tell. And
the pilot probably deboarded before the passengers.
Pilot deboarded while he's still in the taxiway, so. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked today's stream. Benny, I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a good time.
Yes, I did. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, like always.
Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the stream later tonight, because there will be another one. It's also going to be pretty much like half. So I'm going to have a short hop with the 777, and then we're going to take a GA to complete the little live stream. Okay, so that's going to be a pretty fun one. With that, hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, and I mean this particular stream. Hope to see you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. See ya.